The first thing you need to do, like I said, is asking yourself the question, why would you want to put some risk on? After all, if you are looking for this type of video, this type of information, chances are you're new to trading. So in this video, I am going to bring you a couple of different ideas to minimize your trading losses, especially if you're going long. If you're a new trader, most of the times, probably 100% of the time, as your journey starts, you're gonna go long. You're gonna be looking for a lot of opportunities to go long, looking for that one trade to capitalize on, looking for that outlier move, something like happened the other day on CXAI or FJ or GFAI actually, and a bunch of other different names that have been running. So in this video, I want to bring you a couple of different ideas using the Edge OLO hologram to bring you an idea of how to actually minimize your trading losses. The first thing is, and I like to do this for myself, and I always tell this to people in the Discord. The first thing before you send your trade and you put risk on is to ask yourself the question, why? That's the first thing. For me personally, that's very important. Why would I want to put risk on this one? Do I have a thesis behind the trade? Does he have any news? Does he have any catalyst? Does he have any report regarding guidance updates? Maybe not that downgrade, but maybe a upgrade, maybe sales, maybe a contract. What's behind the trade? Second thing that you might want to do, you might want to take a look at the daily chart. Now hologram, and let's just get this change here, candlestick, and let's go into the daily chart. Hologram, look at that. This is something that was running a few days ago, maybe a month or so ago, back in September, right, to the 33.56 with a high of 35 bucks on this candle. It fell, traded for a range, made this nice up move to a high 17, and right back down, slamming, creating a base. But here's the thing. The first thing to know is why. You're probably looking and you're tired of losing money and you don't know what else to do. The first thing you need to do, like I said, is asking yourself the question, why would you want to put some risk on? This company today was running up on no news whatsoever. So you can start to see how during the pre-market hours it starts to run up. From the low of this candles right here, 266, went to a high of $3.52, and then again comes down, reclaims the view app. It comes to a previous zone of resistance, the high of the candles. Resistance zones are not absolute by the penny. You look for the zone, not for the actual price, and that is a key thing to do. So this area has resistance already. You can see this ramp up. This is again still pre-market session around 7 o'clock in the morning. It goes to a high of 363, and then by the open you can see already how this area has that resistance already. But the problem with that is that right out of the gates it's reclaiming the view app and pushing long, pushing higher prices into the previous resistance zone. Many people, many new traders especially, will actually think that the reason why this is moving higher is just because this thing is just about to reclaim the view app and stay over, come back and pull back just to retest it as a new area of support and just stay as a reclaim zone. But as you can see here, that push didn't really last. The first thing that you have to do is that you have to check if there's anything behind the move. In this particular stock, there was no news whatsoever. So the first thing for you to do is check if there's any news holding the trend, any news behind the actual move. Acon, for example, on the other hand, this morning printed this area of support. I myself traded this one. Maybe I should have held it for a little longer than I did, but unfortunately I didn't hold it the whole way. I actually sold after the first on a spike after the first halt, which was right here when we couldn't break to a new high and it started to pull back. So I sold half on this spike, and in this pullback on this one flush candle flushing down to retest the VWAP, I sold the remaining half of my position. Now, as you notice, it did reclaim this zone, and the high of the pre-markets being 167 became the low of this zone, finding that resistance on that pullback towards the VWAP area. I want to show you something, how it became the previous highs became support twice, a little bit here, one push right back to reclaim the VWAP, and then moving VWAP held the trend, and right here the previous support then became that resistance, going right back down to the 119 from the 167. The one thing that you have to know, and for example this one other name here, they came out with something about surgeries for the lumbar, the back pain, for back pain and back surgeries, and they showed supposedly results out of 100% of the people that went into treatment got better for something like that. Can't recall the same news right now. There was one thing that called my attention really, and the reason why there was one thing that I didn't really like it. I was just about to send a order around here holding that VWAP zone around the 250 area, and if I'm not mistaken, I wanted to go long around $2.38 to $2.42 around there. But I noticed that it was just those orders were being just absorbed. Just the more orders that were going through, everything was being absorbed around these areas, and it was particularly heavy, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, I sent out the order, but it didn't get filled, and I felt like I don't know, I don't like it, so I'm just gonna cancel it. And I did cancel it because my price didn't really hit, so it was staying open but not filled, so it didn't get executed. And here in the push that we have here around the zone of 255 zone, it went higher to a 281, and then it just flashed right back down. So it was a massive drop. Obviously, after that drop, and I think if you see it right here in this candle, then when it reclaimed close to the midday session, which was this candle, time of this candle is 11:15, it actually broke the new higher day, and from there, just a massive candle here. We have a bearish engulfing candle. Obviously, it's kind of had long wicks to the top and bottom of the candles here, but it did reclaim the zone, and moving VWAP just held to have this trend kind of a little bit cleaner than back here at the beginning of the session, when it was just holding and just being absorbed around the VWAP area. But this one had news. Acorn also had news. The news on the Acorn, ACON, were not like wow. This one was about surgeries. Acorn, I can't really remember what the news were on those ones, but because this one was moving higher, I thought that the overall market actually was pushing. And over the last couple of days, we have seen many other stocks move higher without any news. So what I want to bring you on this video is just to mention this to you. You have to know why you want to put risk on. For example, this thing, no news whatsoever. You just pushed up, got halted, and then roll over right back down, slam it right back down. So if you see something breaking higher, chances are short traders are trying to take the whole float and then unload into the new traders that are actually trying to go long. So these things are started to pop up. People see it on the scanners. They think this thing is gonna go higher. And what longs are actually doing is pushing the price a little higher because they have control over the whole float. And then they start to unload shares into the new people that are coming in. And so you got to be careful. And one of the ways to actually minimize those losses is to know why you want to put some risk on and find out if there's any news that will actually hold the trend. If not, make sure that you know that if you're trading any of these names though with no news or no nothing, this low floats, this micro caps, small caps, you need to know that a lot of these companies are trash, and once these prices start to go higher, chances are they're gonna come right back out and say, hey, we're gonna raise some capital, and slam the price right back down again. So if you're a short seller, probably one of the easiest things, if you can locate, is to share these spikes that have nothing holding it and just are running on fumes. If you are a long trader and you're new to trading, the first thing for you to do and the best thing for you to do will be to just check and find out if there's any news behind it. It's easy to find. You can go to Yahoo, you can go to Finbiz. If you're trading on one of these free platforms like Thinkorswim, for example, you can go in and type in the ticker symbol, and the news are going to be right there. You can do that on your mobile. You can do that on, although I don't recommend trading on mobile, but you can actually log in on your mobile and read the news from there, or you can just read the news right there on the computer. And for example, if you're looking for a free layout that I have, that is very efficient, that I have on Thinkorswim, check out the Discord. There's a ton of free information. There's a ton of great things that I have there. The group is free, and we just there to just share information and ideas, and there's a ton of stuff. And I have a link there on one of the channels of the Discord with the efficiency, I call it efficiency setup, on my Thinkorswim platform. This is TT2000 here, and I use DOS for my executions, but I also use Thinkorswim platform, TD Ameritrade, to use my swing trades through that platform. So again, the thing is that if you see this moves, in the back of your mind, you got to think about, hey, most of these companies are trash. I need to find out if there's any news. Definitely you can make a lot of money, but chances are this thing is going to be just slammed right back down. So it's not to be married, it's just to come participate and just get out whenever you have the piece of your pie. So for now, I'll let you guys go. Stay green, happy trading, and I hope this was of help to all of you that are listening.